So I got tagged by Ron Swanson, FoxCompanyPrepping. He wants to know, well, it came from a video that Scouting Free did that made a lot of sense, and he was talking about how people pass themselves off as experts and then do a 10-minute video about, say, building a shelter. And people who are watching these videos and then trying to emulate these experts are throwing calories away, spending like 3 hours building a shelter and not realizing how much work goes into stuff. And one of the things that Scouting Free had mentioned specifically, which makes a lot of sense, is how people, not a lot of people that I follow anyway have ever done this, but some people have sort of said, I don't need a first aid kit because, you know, nature is one ginormous first aid kit. And what Mark was saying is that, well, okay, that's fine if you're, like, it's fine on a theoretical level, but if you get hurt and you're trying to find nature's pharmaceuticals, you're probably not going to last long. You know, you have to have a first aid kit to get you through the initial emergency. You know, finding nature's bounty is great if you're, maybe if you're teaching a survival course or something, but that only an idiot goes into the forest without first aid. So the knock-on effect here is that Ron Swanson took that idea and ran with it and said, okay, here's my first aid kit, show me yours. And one of the guys he tagged was me. And it's funny because my first aid kit is not as full as it was a few days ago because of this. And what this did is, it showed me the limitations of the kit that I have, and it showed me that a first aid kit is really a one-time use thing. And after you've used it, you get thee to the pharmacy and replace everything that got used, because a first aid kit is not a medicine cabinet, right? It's there, you get hurt, you solve the problem, you get out of the forest. Once you get out of the forest, then you've got to follow on with something like this. Can you see that? With, with many bandages and with like polysporin or whatever. So your first aid kit generally is not meant for the follow-up, week or so of putting band-aids on or bandages and, irrigating. Anyway, I'm only bringing this up because having to use my first aid kit has really brought this home to me. So I'm going to show you what I have. It's a field kit, a field first aid / trauma kit. I don't remember the brand, but I bought it for, my wife bought it for me for bringing hunting. And in fact, it's got like it's a hunting and fishing specific kit. And it's I thought it was a pretty good kit. Now I've got some problems with it. Part of that comes from having used it. Part of that comes from having seen what guys like 39 Camper and even Mark and definitely Ron and so on have shown in their videos. For instance, one thing that this kit was missing was scissors, right? It came with medical tape, but no scissors. So I call that a fail, It also came with this book, okay? And this is a very good book in terms of general first aid information, but what it doesn't do is say, here's a list of everything in here and how to use it. It's very, very general. And if you're going to throw a book in with a first aid kit, what I want to see is how to use every single item in the kit. And so I call that a fail too. I mean, it sounds like I'm trashing the kit, but I'm pretty glad I have it for obvious reasons. And I will add to it. After what I've seen on other people's videos, I'm going to add to it. In fact, I have some stuff here that I had already added to it. I'll show you what's in it now. I got 2 pairs of medical gloves, okay, very useful. And in each is a benzyl oh my land, it's an antiseptic towelette anyway, I guess for, you know, scrubbing. Got some bandages, band-aids really, plasters, as our friends across the pond, or French Canadians would say. Some of them are, you can't see this, but these are the H-shaped ones for on, like, you know, on your joints. Three-inch by 4-inch non-adherent pad. I got some surgical sponges. This is a sheet of, you know, those soft, like you put around blisters and stuff, which is good because I'm about to use one of those because I cut this baby down with my there it is, small forest axe. Too small for the task, so I was holding it like this to get more leverage, and right here I got myself a nice blister right there. So I'm going to solve that. I know I should have the mask on it, but I want to take some of the tree sap off first, so I'm going to do that right after this video. So many spider webs around here. What do I got here? Surgical sponges, sterile combine pad, ×2. It's kind of nice that a lot of this stuff is ×2 in here, so that I don't, like, I guess it's for if you're out of touch for more than 1 day, you've got like 2 days worth of stuff while you're waiting for rescue. One-step wipes for sanitizing your hands with aloe. Oh, some of my band-aids fell out of their little bag. So more band-aids. These ones are just the standard shapes. I added toe warmers because you don't have to use them for your feet, but you know, it's always good to have a little warmth just in case. I added also a Fresnel lens. Say I've got like a splinter or something and I really need to see it, you know, it's very useful, and not everyone thinks of that. Insect bite, antiseptic and pain reliever. More antiseptic towelettes. You can kind of never have too many of these, you know. God knows I went through a bunch of them on my knee. And these are little tweezers for, you know, if you have something. What I'm going to add to this kit, oh man, I'm going to add so many things. First of all, I'm going to replace everything that I used up. So like, oh, and it's got a few safety pins. Because what it used to have was like, you know, that roll of bandage that you can roll around a joint or whatever and then attach it with a safety pin. It used to have a petrolatum pad, you know, whatever, a big pad. It was greasy as hell. I slapped it on. I think it used to have a triangle bandage, but I don't remember. The stuff that I had already added to this, aside from what I just showed you, was, and I attached this stuff on just like with a couple of big elastics, but I've lost the elastics since I went through my my trauma. Just let me get all this stuff back in here and then I'll show you. I had added a light stick, just like on there. An emergency blanket. And oh yeah, I've got some new tape to replace what I lost, well, what I used. Aqua tabs. These are water purifiers, just in case, and the instructions. You guys might recognize some of this stuff from my car kit video. My car kit and my first aid kit are kind of constantly cycling as I learn new things. First of all, I hadn't actually looked inside this kit in a long time, so I didn't remember what was there, which is stupid, guys. It really is. Don't do what I did. And now I've got larger band-aids because what my knee showed me, like this is after a few days, okay, so this is healed up quite nicely. I mean, it's still ugly as hell and gross, but I didn't have a bandage big enough, right? And so when I was getting my tetanus shot and the nurse was yelling at me for not getting stitches, she put these huge band-aids on and said, you know, you go and find something that big. So I did. And I'm going to make, like, this is what, how big? 7.3 centimeters by 10.1, or like essentially 3 by 4 inches. I'm going to make these a permanent part of my first aid kit. But like, there's no eye, there's no, like, you know, those eye patches. As I said, there are no scissors. I'm thinking there might not have been a triangle bandage. I might have added that myself. There's a lot of things that this is missing, and I've really been rethinking it lately. So I may do a follow-up video when it's more... One thing I would like to change, I like this, but I think I would like something that you can open with one hand easily, you know? Because, like, you know, if you're trying to hold something closed, right, and you're trying to open this, it becomes very... there, okay, now it's open. No, you know, I don't know if maybe Maxpedition makes something like a tearaway system or something, maybe. I'm just saying that because they seem like the kind of company that would do it, or make Condor or whatever. I got a lot to think about. Now that I've actually used my first aid kit, it's not quite as complete as I had originally thought. I welcome anyone to give me suggestions in the, you know, below the show notes. I would love to have this conversation. And I'm supposed to tag some people. So I'm going to tag Effy Jnr. He hasn't been doing a lot of videos lately, so maybe this will kick him into doing some videos, because I miss you, man, Effy. I miss you. Maybe I'll tag Scott from Wessex Blades, because I like you a lot, guy. And let's keep it all British. I'm going to tag 51 Foxy. I know you're going to have some cool stuff, dude. So I guess that's all she wrote. Thanks for watching, guys.